Hello, dear viewers. Thank you for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I ask you to choose the stone that resonates with your intuition, the one that calls to you, and let the magic begin. The magic comes in with your own intuition, choosing the right pile, and also helping you to apply the interpretation to yourself. Choose the aspects of the interpretation that really match for you. All right. So, for those of you who chose the blue stone, the blue and gray stone, we've got, I'm going to move that around a little, the moon, the king of coins, and the empress. And the empress is really, and the empress and the moon, wow. Gosh, they're the heart of your reading. So you have two major arcana, and they are really wonderful ones, but very mysterious, aren't they? I mean, the moon is about our intuition, but it also is about things being kind of murky, you know, feeling like we have to walk by moonlight, feeling like we have to walk by our intuition. We don't have all the facts. Sometimes it can be a secret. Sometimes it can be a secret somebody has. But a lot of times the moon comes up when our intuition is really pretty sharp. The pregnancy here with the Empress can be pregnant with a new possibility. Like the Empress is all about life-giving, all about fertility, all about fertile ground for something new to come into your life. That's what that's about. So I'm wondering for many of you if this is your intuition coming in a stronger way right now. There's definitely some possibilities. You're maybe feeling a new thing coming in and not entirely sure about what it is, but your intuition, a lot of times our intuition, even if it doesn't give us the facts, it doesn't give us exactly what's going to be happening, it doesn't give us specifics. A lot of times if we ask ourselves, but does it feel like it's a good thing that's coming in? Does it feel, how does it feel? That can help us to understand the nature of what may be coming in. And I'm not talking about the worrisome thinking we have, not out of our brain. It's a skill to develop to learn the difference between what our mind is trying to figure out and what our spirit knows to be true. I really believe we have access to a lot of information. We just need to relax down into it and then trust it. And so this only comes through a lot of practice, and that's okay. But if you're able to relax down into your intuition and your knowing, you may get a sense of what the new beginning could be. For some of you, you're hearing it already. You know already what the new beginning is that's being offered to you. The King of Coins is very reassuring in this reading because he's about stability. That's stable energy, that's maturity, that's stability you have built throughout your life and you now have. That stability of sometimes finances, sometimes health, sometimes other sources of security, relationships, routines, things like that. It's stability that you have gained. It's knowledge. Knowledge can bring stability too into our lives. So I think that with that card and these two, your intuition is saying good things to you. I think it's saying, it's promising a new beginning in some area or something new coming in. It doesn't even have to be like a new beginning, like you're throwing something old away. No, it's just something brand new coming in. That's an addition to your life. So I like these cards for you today. All right. For those of you who chose the yellow and white quartz, we've got no major arcana, so not, you know, earth-shattering decision kind of making day, but we've got the Six of Wands, we've got the Ace of Coins, and we've got the Seven of Cups. So the Six of Wands is all about victory. That's wonderful. I mean, that's like somebody is applauding you, like, you know, it could be here on this earth, it could be the angels, but somebody is recognizing a victory and achievement of yours. And Six Wands, so it might be something that, you know, you really had to put some effort into, because wands are purpose, wands are goals, wands are fire and enthusiasm. The Seven of Cups, so something, however, looks a little murky. You're not sure about it. But then we have the Ace of Coins. You know, to me, Spirit is very clearly saying that if there is a situation where you're trying to make choices and it's a little, it's a little foggy, it's a little much like vapor, it's a little bit like vapor, you know, it's hard to put your finger on exactly what you should do. The Spirit also always encourages us to consider the positives in any situation and to think on positives that could occur and not to focus on negatives, because these cups by and large contain positive things. It's our very human tendency to expect negative or look for negative or what have you. But because it's important to envision and imagine the positives coming in, to allow them to come in, Spirit is definitely encouraging you to do that, to reflect upon victories you've already had, and to know that Spirit is trying to bring in to you opportunity for greater health or wealth with that Ace of Coins. So if there's anything you're worrying about, Spirit is saying, oh, please do not. Please think of the things that you've already overcome. And they are recognized. You know, Spirit recognizes them. Even if other people may or may not, or may forget to, Spirit recognizes them. And please have positive expectations, even if it's a little bit up in the clouds. It feels a little pie in the sky. It feels a little bit like building castles in the air. That's really not a bad thing to do, to build castles in the air. Because how can something come in if we don't first envision it? For those of you who chose the pink stone, we've got, the Hanged Man reversed. Oh my gosh, how weird. Okay, we've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed and the Hangman reversed. Okay, and we've got the Ten of Cups. Well, when we get a card reversals, it doesn't negate their meaning. Their meaning is still there in the reading. It just may be that something's a little off about it. So we have the Ten of Cups here, which is very reassuring, saying everybody's basically fine. People you care about, your household, they're all right. You know, there's basically this sort of sense of emotional security. It's not like everybody's perfect. It's not like everything is absolutely perfect, but really there's this nice underlying sense of emotional security there. So that's really wonderful. Spirit's reminding you that's what we're building on, because it's obviously a time of change. So the Wheel of Fortune is about fortune coming around, a new era, a new beginning in some area of your life. And the Hanged Man is about a delay, sort of a meditative delay. The fact that the Hanged Man is reversed and we're getting this Wheel of Fortune like this, I'm kind of thinking that means that for some of you, the new era has already begun. It's already begun for some of you. It's no longer time to meditate and get a different perspective. I don't think that there's anything you need to plan to do in these cards. I'm looking at these cards. There's a trust that things are fine, that there is emotional security, that they're asking you to do. Sometimes this card too means these are partly loved ones or family from the other side, it's a completion. It's 10, so it's sort of like complete, both those who have passed and those who are here now. There's this emotional security they lend you. So that's there to remind you that that's a reality for you, and you can relax into that. But this, it may be time. You don't have to do anything, but if there's something new coming in your life that will make itself apparent, then I just think Spirit is saying you're ready for it with that Hanged Man reversed. And Spirit is saying you have been growing spiritually. You have been sort of meditating, or truly meditating, however you do that. You have been connecting with Spirit. You've been doing that. So that's saying you really are ready for whatever is coming in. And for some reason, there's something a little off. It may not be entirely clear. That's what I think it may be. For a lot of you, it's just that the Wheel of Fortune, it may be time for a new era, but it may not be entirely clear right now what that is. But please know that you're loved and supported, and that you have already grown a good deal, which leads to a real readiness to deal with whatever new era comes in. For those of you who chose the green stone, we have the 5 of Cups reversed, we have the 9 of Wands, and we have the 5 of Coins. Okay, I kind of like that the 5 of Cups is reversed, because that means to me that you've already been making efforts to avoid looking at past regrets, disappointments, what if I would have done this, or guilty feelings, or you're avoiding looking at that. You're already not spending a lot less time doing that. So it's not as hard for you. You don't get stuck in it much. You know what I mean? It is a very human tendency to want to analyze and overanalyze the past. Because we're just survival oriented, right? So we're always our brain is wired to look for mistakes or threats or things that we want to do differently in the future to increase our security. Our brain is always wired for that. So it is something we have to kind of work against sometimes. You know, sometimes we've really understood as much as we care to about the past. It's okay. Our power is in the present anyway. We are moving forward. I think you've learned a lot about that. So there may be the temptation to look back and regret and look at past disappointments, but I think you're turning that around. And the 5 of Coins, that's another thing about what our perspective, that's another card that reflects our perspective. So the 5 of Coins is like shut out in the cold, or feeling a lack, money, health, support, something that lends you security, feeling less secure, feeling a lack in some area. And yeah, you know what I'm seeing here doesn't mean that there is a lack, and it doesn't mean that that's permanent, because these two are ready to go into the church doors where there is plenty. But with this 9 of Wands too, I feel like you've gained a lot of skill in dealing with things that have been challenging. You may be a little battle weary about some things, but you have handled each one of those. Look at those wands, and you're holding on to the 9th. You have conquered each one of those. And you've not only done that, but you've learned about trying to keep centered in spirit, you know, and in truth, and watch the negative thinking from the past. This one, Spirit may also be saying, please, please don't prolong your suffering. Go on into the church, you know, and the church is, I'm saying figuratively, but the church can represent a spiritual place. It can represent the place where you commune with spirit, with source, with whatever you call the supernatural or the divine. I think Spirit is saying, please go in, you know, please go in. Please know that you've done a good job so far, and please do not regret the past. Please come into the abundance that you can find with Spirit in almost any circumstance, even circumstances that can be difficult. And you're good at that. You've already gained a lot of skill in that. So there we go. That's what I see with that reading. Thank you all so very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.